A little over a year ago, I had no degree, no certification, basically no career path. And I went from that to over $100,000 or almost $100,000 in revenue at my new tech company. I work at a multi-million-dollar tech company. I don't want to say any names right now, but also on top of that, I became a supervisor in under a year. Also, I've transformed my body. I've built several apps that we're going to talk about at some point, but let's just get straight into it. So my biggest problem wasn't that I had nothing. My biggest problem really was that I hadn't organized my potential and streamlined it into a direction. So like everyone else, right, I felt behind. I wasn't living up to my potential. Countless resumes, applications that I'm putting in, application over application after application. Some days it would be like I'm just on Discord with my friends. They would be playing the game, and nothing against that at all, but they'd be playing the game, and then it'll be 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and they'll be like, am I hopping on this round? And I'll be like, no, I'm still applying for jobs, 20, 30 jobs, 40 jobs a day. And honestly, the way that happened was pretty crazy, but we'll talk about that later on. So, like, I was struggling with a lot of things, like health situations, mental struggles, psychological things, whatever the case may be. Just moving through life as a young man. It really wasn't obviously laid out for me either. So that's why I want to document this to show people, hey, you can change your life. You can be who you want to be for your family. You can build that legacy. And I want to not just talk about it or show you the end goal, but show you right now the process, the nitty gritty. Even right now, I'm in my own house. I bought this house. I'm renting the house, but I didn't make it that far yet. But this is my first house that I've purchased, and I do have my wife here. I am married now. I am 26 as well. It's a beautiful feeling. I just got married actually a few days ago. I'm on the 19th, and it's been an amazing journey, going from feeling like I was lost, I was struggling, I didn't know what I was going to do next necessarily, and going from that to being in tech, to getting a wife, to getting my first house, not even an apartment, pretty nice size house as well. So I'm not saying any of this to boast or anything like that. It's more so to show I went from nothing, and not even some days not knowing if I was going to make it to the next day, honestly, and went from that to being here now. So it's a beautiful thing, and I really want to document it and share it with you guys, so that way you have someone to look at their story, look at their journey, and see that you can come along too and you see the transformation. Also want to talk about when I started seeing myself a little bit differently. So when you just mentally, not even just physically seeing myself differently from being more active and things like that, but just mentally. I went from not praying at all to finding peace, finding God, and praying for direction. And I actually got that direction. I was able to change my life. I was able to, through the mercy of God alone, I was able to change my life to do a lot of things. Obviously, I put in the work myself, but I pray for all of these things. Even before, I've tried things before implementing prayer, and honestly, it didn't work. Honestly, this is my first tech career, or my first tech job. I'm just got my foot into the door immediately. I'm supervisor now. It's been amazing, and it's been all through prayer and hard work and dedication and wanting to be better for my family and my friends and to take care of people that I love. And obviously, I would assume that you're watching this video because you're feeling the same way. You want to do the same thing. So then I'm going to get a little bit stoic here, obviously, but you have to realize that nobody's coming to save you. If you're a grown man, just like I am, if you're 21 and up, even 18 and up, even if you're younger, 16, you need to start thinking about it. No one's going to be coming to save you. You're going to be the only one that decides if your future's bright, if you have your kids and your mom and dad and everybody's taken care of. You're the one that holds that key, basically. If you want to unlock that door, absolutely, and follow along with me, and we can unlock these doors for our families together, God willing. But it's all up to you, you know. And it all really starts by understanding that you need to become useful. You need to become a weapon, basically, in a good, positive sense of being a weapon. And I mean that in a multifaceted sense. So basically what I mean by that is, you need to have the skills. You need to build the skills to provide for your family, to provide for yourself, to better your life and your family's life. If you want to do that, like I said, you have to build these skills. It depends on what you want to do. Per se, for me, I know I want to be AI engineer, cloud engineer, whatever the case is. And I know I need to have CompTIA certifications. I know I need to do real world things. I know I need to build projects. I know I need to practice Python. I need to work with more system administrative type of things. I need to know my networking, my security. Building these skills. It could be any skills. Like I said, it could be multiple things depending on what you do and what's your calling, what you're gravitating towards. But you need to sharpen that skill set. You need to sharpen those weapons in your repertoire skill set wise, so that way you can be dangerous enough to handle any situation that comes at you, whether that situation be the loss of a job or a health situation. You need to have the skills to be able to still provide for your family no matter what situation you're in, or just provide for yourself if you don't want to have a family or that's not what you're looking towards right now. Either way you cut the cake is getting cut in each slice. I don't know where I was going with that. It doesn't matter. Regardless, you need to have the skills. If you don't have the skills, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to be anything unless you get lucky or you're a Nepo baby or something crazy, but you need the skills. Like I said, let's talk about what I did. I broke into tech. I didn't wait for the perfect time for me to have certifications. I didn't go to college for anything. I still haven't gone to college for anything. I didn't wait to feel like I'm ready or anything like that. I didn't apply. And one day, after applying for weeks or whatever the case is, one day I looked at my inbox. I seen that I had an email from the company I work at now. Like I said, a multi-million-dollar, if not closer to billion-dollar. Who knows at this point? I'm not too positive, but I know it's definitely multi-million-dollar tech company. Yeah, I broke in. The only thing I did before this job, and it wasn't necessarily in preparation for this job specifically, but I did get a certification because of this guy on YouTube. I believe his name is like Lord Heck Speaks or something like that. He was a really cool guy. He was talking about his tech journey and stuff like that. We were around the same age, so that really spoke to me. I got the same certification. I can't remember it was Course Careers or something like that. Actually, if anybody's interested in Course Careers, let me know. I can actually give you guys my link, and it should give you a percentage off, and it also would obviously benefit me as well. So let me know down below if you guys want to see that or you want that link. But I got that certification. I already basically knew all of this stuff from the certification because I already built my own computer. I've already done things with Linux. I've already played around with virtual computers and stuff like that. Obviously VPS is dedicated servers, whatever have you. So I was okay with certain things. Not saying I'm some savant, but you know what I mean. I wasn't new to it necessarily. And I also did go over the A+ on YouTube, Professor Messer, probably 3 years before that. So that was also one thing. I didn't get the certification, never took it, but I did get the knowledge from it. That's another thing. You gain the knowledge because you never know when it'll be in play or come in play here. Like I said, on top of learning how to be basically a system admin on this job and learning how to be a salesman on the job, in between all of that, like I said, I learned a whole lot of things, and I also made close to $100,000 in revenue for my company in my first year. So that year to date, when I was saying that, now it would probably be a little bit more, or actually more so, probably $100,000 in revenue. But I made basically $100,000 in revenue for my company in the first year. And that's also one of the reasons why I was able to get the supervisor role, because it wasn't easy. It wasn't like there's no one else that applied for that role. There was 5 to 6 other candidates that were pretty intelligent people, pretty experienced people, and somehow by the grace of God alone and the grit and determination that I had, I was able to beat out everybody. And like I said, even if you're not there yet where you don't believe in God or whatever your belief system is, regardless of what you believe in or not believe in, the whole point is that you need to do the work if you want to see the fruits of your labor. You need to plant those seeds now if you want to see those plants and trees blossom and bear fruit and things of that nature. Let's not forget, on top of all of that, I went from being 150 pounds or 155, 160 when I first started working there to now I'm 190. I'm about to do a cut, but regardless, 190 now, feeling way more muscular, way bigger than ever. I also grew a beard, as you can see. Never in my life had a beard before. I wasn't able to grow one. I can also make videos on that as well, teach you guys how to do that. Also, I cut my own hair. As you can see, that's a pretty clean fade. I've been doing it. I'm 26. I've been doing it by myself, taught myself from YouTube for 3 years. Like I said, it's all about improving, gradually learning new skills that'll better your life. Like I said, even the haircuts help me save $30, $40 every week or every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? that can go towards my family and things like that. Learning how to budget, learning how to hold yourself accountable and not blame people even if you could. That's another thing. And all of these things build up to get you where I am, or hopefully, God willing, even more, and even more for both of us in a year's time or maybe sooner. So let me give you the blueprint so you can basically either get to where I am or walk along this journey towards success and greatness for your family, yourself, and your friends, and what have you. But let me give you some of the steps you need to take, or a blueprint here. So step one, you need to basically define who you want to be or what you need to be. Who do you want to be? Where do you see yourself in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, in those steps, in a year, in 6 months? You need to know these things. You need to have these goal posts plotted out. Okay, so the second step, and these are all important, so you really need to lock in and understand what I'm saying right now. The second step is, or we're not just going to reinvent who you are in the sense of your personality necessarily. You don't have to change what you like if these things are fine. But what I mean is you need to learn at least one major skill, whatever that may be, whether you're fixing cars or you're learning sales or you're learning how to be more organized or whatever that skill is, or you need like CompTIA plus or whatever, networking plus or whatever, security plus, anything, any of these skills, programming, whatever you're doing, welding, I don't know, electrical stuff, whatever. You need to learn one skill and learn it really well now. And that way you can look back in 6 months or a year from now and be like, cool, I can see the growth that I've achieved, because a year ago I could not program per se. Now you can program in Python and JavaScript, and you can use React and all of these things, you know, about databases and stuff and vectors or whatever. You need to be able to look back in the next 6 months, the next year, and so on and so forth, and see that you have a skill that you didn't have before that can make you money, that is making you money, and that can help you provide for your family and for yourself. Third step, you're going to need to build undeniable proof. And by that I mean saved money, a physical transformation, a new job, a new career, a new way that you think and how you carry yourself, new ambition, a new lens on life per se. You need to have things that you can look back on, see that are that have changed about you. So show you're not the world. You don't need the world to know. You don't need everyone to know right now, because you can show, they'll know later on once they see the full outcome. But you need to see that you saved whatever. It could be, like I said, 2-3 months from now, you need to see that you saved $500 or $200, whatever works for you, or $5,000, whatever, however your situation is working. Or in 3 months, you need to say, I was 240 pounds, now I'm 220 pounds, or 210 pounds, or even 205 pounds, whatever. Or like I said, whatever the case is. You need to be able to have something that you can look back on or look at and show yourself that this is proof that I am changing, I am making strides in the right direction. Step 4, I know this is probably going to be hard for a lot of people to come to terms with, but you need to change your environment. You need to change who you're around, what you do, what you listen to, what you intake and consume, because that's going to obviously show you what the outcome is. What you put in is what you're going to get out. It's already, everybody can say studies show, but if you want to look up the research, do your own due diligence on what I'm saying, studies do show that, for instance, if you're friends with a bunch of gangbangers or something like that, you'll probably end up being a gangbanger or have the repercussions of being around them fall onto you. Same as if you only hang around people that eat food, play the game, and complain about life. You're probably going to end up being the same way. Maybe malnourished, maybe no goals, no ambitions, nothing, because this is who you hang out with. The same as if you hung out with people that were rich and entrepreneurs. It don't have to be rich physically or financially, but rich mentally. People that genuinely want to be better in life, people that are striving to be better even if they aren't right now, people that have goals and people that you can bounce ideas off of and things like that. You need to change to be around these people. You need to change your environment. If you're only ever just playing the game in your room all day and you're wondering why your life isn't changing, maybe you need to leave that room and go downstairs or go to the gym or go maybe to one of your friends' houses or something like that. Or something needs to change, because if nothing changes on the outside, nothing's going to change on the inside, and vice versa. If everything changes on the inside, but you're still hanging around people that aren't benefiting you or themselves, you're not really going to achieve as much as the person that does change and flocks towards the people that are more like them. I'm not financially free yet. I don't have a car yet. I've had a car before. Let's just start there. But I don't have a car right now. I'm not financially free right now. I'm not physically where I want to be right now. My beard isn't as thick, as nice as I want it to be yet. There's a lot of things that I want to do. I'm not as knowledgeable in tech like I want to be, like some of my other supervisors that I work with are, and things like that. There's so many things that I want to work on about myself. So that's also why, like I said, I'm starting this channel, and I want to bring everybody along for that journey. Also, I just wanted to touch on this as well. I'm trying to build successful products. I got 3 web apps that I've built out in the last week. I've really gotten into this. I'm not just building them out just for money, but I actually love these apps. They help my family, my friends, and we are all testing it and fixing bugs and stuff like that. So I will be sharing that a little bit more in later videos. I may add some screenshots, I may not, I don't know yet. Also, I'm trying to grow my body, my strength, my faith. I'm trying to make sure I'm praying more. I'm praying on time. I'm praying all my prayers every day. Also, I'm still trying to build businesses outside of my job. I'm trying to start my own businesses. I'm trying to start my personal brand like this. I want to show people that you can build something just off of you. You don't have to take iShowSpeed and Kai clips and stuff like that and farm other people's content or do reactions all day long and stuff like that. You can show people your real life, what you're doing, talk about things like that, and people will gravitate towards it naturally, and you'll build something that's more structurally sound because it's about you, and it doesn't really matter how the world turns because you're still the centerpiece in this story. It's not about Kai, like I said, or this news article or that thing or that game or whatever the case is. I want to say that this channel is the beginning of me documenting the blueprint, the story, the journey of fitness, health, relationships, financial goals, faith, everything, apps, production, holding yourself accountable, the bad days, the good days. It's all being documented here so that way you guys can grow along with me, because I don't want to just, like I said, gloat and boast or do anything like that. I want people to actually be able to say, hey, I've been here from day one or whatever day, and you helped me change my life, helped me provide for my family. That's what I want to see. And obviously I'll gain from this as well, but we all should be getting a piece of that pie per se. And the only things you need to do is trust God, keep on moving, and keep on trying every single day. That's literally all you have to do. You have to keep on trying every single day, work on new things every day, be 1% better at least every day. And I promise you'll see your own growth. You'll see the growth. You'll see this is day 1. So subscribe, comment, share this if you're building yourself over too. If you're tired of being in the same spot, if you're tired of watching people grow and pass you, share, subscribe, and join in, because like I said, we're going to take this hopefully past the moon. Everybody says shoot to the moon, but let's take it past the moon. So keep God in your life. Keep praying, keep fasting, keep striving, keep doing everything you can physically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, for your family, for yourself. Keep growing, keep adding more skills, and keep in tune, because this is only the beginning again. So God bless. Assalamu alaikum. I see y'all in the next episode, and keep y'all heads up.